Want to speak real Persian from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at PersianPod101.com.
سلام، من آنیتام. از دیدنت خوشبختم. Hi, I'm Anita. Nice to meet you. In this lesson, you will learn how to introduce yourself in Persian. There are only 2 sentences you need to learn. But first, it is important to clarify that in Persian, there is a difference between formal and informal language. First, let's see how Persian people introduce themselves in an informal situation. سلام، من آنیتام. از دیدنت خوشبختم. Hi, I'm Anita. Nice to meet you. سلام، من آنیتام. از دیدنت خوشبختم. Start by saying salam, which means hi. Then say man, I, your name, and then am, which means to be or am. Salam, man Anitaam. Persian word order is different than English. Word for word, this literally means hi, I, Anita, am. Finally, say az didanet khoshbakhtam. This means nice to meet you. Salam, man Anitaam. Az didanet khoshbakhtam. Now let's look at the same sentence in formal speech. Salam, man Anita hastam. Az didan shoma khoshbakhtam. Hello, I'm Anita. Nice to meet you. Salam, man Anita hastam. Az didan shoma khoshbakhtam. So, what has changed from the informal introduction? Let's take a closer look. The informal man Anitaam has turned into man Anita hastam. In both cases, man stands for I or me. Hastam means am, and it's added to the end of the formal introduction instead of just am. Am is actually just the short version of hastam, which is the to be verb conjugated for the first person. Finally, pay attention to how nice to meet you changes. We went from az didanet khoshbakhtam to az didan shoma khoshbakhtam. Here, didanet and didan shoma are different. Didanet is used when speaking informally to only one person. It is formed by adding et, meaning your, to the end of didan, meaning seeing or meeting. In the formal version, instead of et, we add shoma. Shoma is the formal word for you and can be used whether you're speaking to one person or a group of people. Once again, the informal way to introduce yourself in Persian is salam, man Anitaam, az didanet khoshbakhtam. The formal way to introduce yourself is salam, man Anita hastam, az didan shoma khoshbakhtam. Now it's time for Anita's advice. When you introduce yourself, it's a good habit to shake hands in Persian culture. And if you're not sure whether to use az didanet khoshbakhtam or az didan shoma khoshbakhtam, you can simply say khoshbakhtam. However, if you use the full correct sentence with Persian people, they're definitely going to be impressed.
سلام.
سلام.
چطوری؟ خوبی؟
من خوبم. تو خوبی؟
من هم خوبم. فردا میبینمت.
خدا حافظ.
In this lesson, you're going to learn how to use good manners as you thank people. Let's get started. There are several ways to thank someone. The formal way is خیلی ممنون. خیلی ممنون. Mamnun means thank you, and خیلی means a lot. So خیلی ممنون is like saying thank you very much. خیلی ممنون. Now for the informal version. You could remove خیلی and just say ممنون. But let me tell you something surprising. In Persian, we usually say merci, which is the French word for thank you. Merci. We don't have time to discuss the origins of why we say merci in Persian, but it's an informal and relaxed way to say thanks. How should you respond when someone says thank you? There are basically 2 different ways to say you're welcome. The first is خواهش میکنم. خواهش میکنم. خواهش میکنم literally means please. That's what it means in regular usage, but when used in this way, it is the equivalent of saying you're welcome. The other way to say you're welcome is the expression قابلی نداره. قابلی نداره. Literally, this phrase means this worth is nothing or it was nothing, but it has become a common and polite way to respond to someone thanking you. So, when someone says merci to you, you can simply reply with خواهش میکنم or قابلی نداره. Now it's time for Anita's advice. If merci seems too casual, don't worry too much about it. In Persian, merci can be used with just about anyone, anywhere, and at any time.
کیه؟
پستچی یک بسته دارید.
متشکرم.
بفرمایید.
خیلی ممنون.
خواهش میکنم.
آخ، میبخشید.
بله؟
پاتون رو گذاشتین روی پای من.
وای ببخشید.
اشکالی نداره.
خیلی عذر میخوام.
Want to speak real Persian from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at PersianPod101.com.
سلام. غذا چی میل دارید؟
میتونم لیست غذا رو ببینم؟
بله، خدمت شما.
لطفاً کمی آب برایم میآورید؟
بله، چند لحظه؟ بفرمایید.
ببخشید، میتونم غذا رو سفارش بدم؟
جمشید؟ خودتی؟ آرش؟ خیلی وقت ندیدمت. از دیدنت خیلی خوشحالم. چقدر عوض شدی؟ تو هم همینطور. چه خبر؟ چه کارها میکنی؟
You are at a train station where you're attempting to buy an express ticket from a ticket machine. Which option should you choose for a round-trip ticket? Which option should you choose for a round-trip ticket? The option on the bottom left is for a round-trip ticket.
بلیت دو سفره.
You are at a train station where you've just bought an express ticket. Which train car, compartment, and seat are you in? Which train car, compartment, and seat are you in? The ticket says that you're in train car number 1 in compartment number 3 in seat D.
واگن 1 کوپه 3 صندلی D.
You are at a train station where you're reading the train schedule for an express ticket that you've just bought. On which days are there no express trains running? On which days are there no express trains running? There are no express trains running on public holidays and the third Friday of every month.
در روزهای تعطیل رسمی یا سومین جمعه هر ماه قطارهای تندرو حرکت ندارند.
You are on a platform at a train station where you're waiting for your train. Suddenly, a message appears on the display. What does the message on the display mean? What does the message on the display mean? The display reads, "The next train will not stop."
قطار بعدی توقف نخواهد داشت.
You are at a train station where you're looking for the best exit to catch a taxi. Which exit should you take to get to the taxi rank? Which exit should you take to get to the taxi rank? You should take the east exit in order to get to the taxi rank.
خروجی شرقی.
In this lesson, we'll learn some of the most common greetings used in Iran. Are you ready? Then let's get started. The most commonly used informal greeting is salam. Salam. Salam means hi or hello. We use it when we meet someone or enter a room with people in it. We can use it as a greeting almost anywhere. After salam, we almost always say, "How are you?" when we greet friends or close relatives. It might seem strange to say it every time, but this is a part of normal everyday conversation in Persian. Let's try out the informal way of saying hello, how are you? Salam, chetori. Chetori. The I in chetori makes this sentence second person. The formal way becomes slightly longer. Add hale shoma, which means your health. Salam, hale shoma chetore. Hale shoma chetore. Hale shoma chetore literally means how is your health. We use the word shoma, you, instead of saying chetori to make this more formal. Now, if you remember the first lesson, adding et to a word made it informal. Therefore, if you add et to hal instead of shoma, you make the whole sentence informal. Salam, halet chetore. Halet chetore. Notice that there are many ways of saying the same phrase in Persian, making it shorter or longer. But remembering the basic words will help you get through almost any conversation. Literally, salam means hello. We use other phrases too, but we always add salam at the start of a greeting. In the morning, we say salam, sob bekhair. Sob bekhair. Sob is Persian for morning, and bekhair means to be good. So it really means wishing you a good morning. In Persian, we don't say good afternoon or good evening very much. Good morning and good night are used more often. During the rest of the day, the most common greeting is just salam. Good night is shab bekhair. Shab bekhair. Notice that we didn't say salam before shab bekhair. That's because we don't say good night when we meet someone. It is only used when leaving. In Persian, there is only one word for saying goodbye, but there is a small difference between the formal and informal versions. Formal, Khoda Hafez, Khoda Hafez. Informal, Khoda Fez, Khoda Fez. Khoda Hafez literally means may God protect you, but it is used to say goodbye. Now you have learned many different ways to greet people in Persian. Let's review them all one more time. When meeting friends or relatives, Salam, chatori. Salam, halet chatore. When meeting a stranger, someone older, or someone we don't know well, Salam, hale shoma chatore. To say good morning, Salam, sobh bekhair. To say good night, shab bekhair. When living in a formal situation, Khoda Hafez. When leaving in an informal situation, Khoda Fez. It's easy, isn't it? Now it's time for Anita's advice. In formal situations, Persian people of the same gender commonly greet each other by shaking hands. However, if we meet someone we are very friendly with, we hug and kiss each other on both cheeks. Don't be afraid to do this with your Persian friends, and don't be shocked when someone from the same gender tries to hug you or kiss your cheeks. It's perfectly normal. Remember that this is only if both people are the same gender. In Persian-speaking countries like Iran, you cannot shake hands or hug and kiss a person from the other gender in public.
Want to speed up your language learning? Take your very first lesson with us. You'll start speaking in minutes and master real conversations. Sign up for your free lifetime account. Just click the link in the description.